All right, let it begin. This is where many trips to Philadelphia start, especially if you're coming from the Washington, D.C. area. This is Philadelphia's 30th Street Station. It is a beautiful, classic East Coast station. And I'm going to try and get to all of my appointments in the next day or two by foot, even though it's mid-90s in Philadelphia, just because it's the best way to see a city. So here I go for a couple of days of tours in Philadelphia. All right, I'm just settling in now, and just to give you an overview of what my plan is for the next 2 days, I'll be seeing about 9 or 10 hotels, and I've already been to Philadelphia many times, and I've seen some of the larger convention hotels. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to see some of the more medium-sized, self-contained, single hotel type conference properties. And I'm maintaining my neighborhood radius of about, 8 or 9 blocks. I'll be in the Rittenhouse Square district, which is where my hotel is now. I'll be in and around City Hall, some north of City Hall, some south of City Hall, Washington Square, Convention Center district. I will not be headed to the Old City or to the waterfront at all during this trip. So just staying really, really focused on that Center City area. Okay, well, we're going to start it off with the Sonesta Rittenhouse Square, which is just here over my shoulder. This is a hotel which I've actually had the opportunity to book a couple of times this year. It is an art-themed hotel. It just celebrated 10 years as Sonesta. Before that, it was the Crowne Plaza, Philadelphia, and I think before that it may have been a Holiday Inn. In any case, it's a mid-scale hotel, very government-friendly, in a nice business class neighborhood, and just a few blocks away from Philadelphia City Hall. All right, well, we are here now in the lobby of Le Méridien, Philadelphia. This is an historic building. It's been around since 2010. Well, not the building, but the hotel itself, and it's the first time it's been a hotel. Le Méridien is, of course, part of Marriott, but it opened as part of Starwood. This is a really, really handsome hotel with a lot of character. They have a really cool interior atrium that can be used for receptions. A lot of the rooms face inward, and they're a little darker, but they're cute as well. This is a neat spot, a very memorable spot. The neighborhood is interesting. We're very close to City Hall, which is great, but there are a lot of characters in the street in my walk here, I will say that. But looking forward to seeing the rest of the property. The Notary Hotel, Autograph Collection by Marriott. This is one cool hotel. Some of the coolest spaces I've seen, and you can't smell it, but I can. It smells outstanding in this lobby, and what a dramatic lobby it is. This is the old annex to City Hall, which actually opened as a courtyard, if you can believe it or not, and then they converted it into this luxury product, autograph collection. It's called the Notary. This used to be where you would come and get your important documents notarized. But it's a bigger hotel. It functions almost like a boutique hotel, but it's got over 400 rooms. Not a ton of meeting space, but enough, and really special place to do a meeting in Philadelphia. It's got amazing views of City Hall, and then just on the inside, the interiors are really special. A nice choice. Not the cheapest, but a really special place to hold a meeting. All right, site tour number 4 on the day. This is the Residence Inn, downtown Philadelphia. Fortunately, only half a block walk from the Notary Hotel because it's 95 degrees in the shade today. This is another beautiful historic building from the outside only. And here's an example. The Notary has done an amazing job taking their history and embracing it. The Residence Inn, not so much. In fact, the interiors are very, very plain and ordinary. It's also not functioning like a typical Residence Inn, actually a lot more like a Fairfield Inn, and that's not to be insulting at all. But this is one of 2 Residence Inns in the nation that offers a standard room as a category. Most are just all suite products. This has a standard non-suite variety. They'll still come with the free breakfast as an inclusion, so it's a very good value, and their location right adjacent to City Hall and near the convention center makes it a prime choice. It's just not in the same condition, and it's not the level that some of the other properties are. Good morning. You will please pardon my nasal sounding voice. I seem to have acquired a cold. Anyway, it is day 2. I am starting out with the Westin, Philadelphia. Unfortunately, my appointment had to cancel this morning, so I'm going to be doing this a self-serve style tour, but the Westin is a very useful hotel. A medium to large size hotel just off Rittenhouse Square and very close to where I was staying last night. So I'm going to do a quick browse, see what I see, and continue with my day. Just walking to my next appointment now through the Rittenhouse Square neighborhood. This is a really desirable part of downtown, and it's really just a couple of blocks off of Market Street. Market Street gets a little quiet at night, but this area is laden with more shopping, more restaurants. It's really, really accessible to downtown and just a few blocks away. Oh, look, here's the Hotel Palomar. Not touring them, but makes me feel all warm inside. Okay, site tour number 2, or 1B this morning, will be the Hyatt-centric Rittenhouse Square. This is sort of an anomaly in this neighborhood because it's a very, very new structure in sort of an old historic neighborhood. In fact, it's right across the street from the Warwick Rittenhouse Square, one of the older hotels in the city, and this hotel I stayed at years ago. But this is the Hyatt-centric. You can see behind me sort of a modern tower. And it's all the rage right now, so I'm real excited to see what's going on. Okay, about to start the 7th tour here in Philadelphia. You'll notice that for most of this trip I have been hovering around City Hall, which you can see there in the background. I've just highlighted it. I am kind of due south of City Hall now. Yesterday I spent most of the time north of City Hall. We're about to enter the Cambria, which is at the upper echelon of Choice Hotels, and it's a new build again in Philadelphia. There it is. Excited to see what they have to offer. Well, I will not have to go very far for my next appointment. Right there, beautiful and classic Bellevue. This is a Hyatt Unbound Collection by Hyatt. It's a franchised Hyatt, but it's been a Philadelphia staple for many, many, many years. It's a grand hotel. A contrast to the last couple hotels which I've seen, which are much more modern in nature. But this is a bustling neighborhood that has rebounded fairly nicely from COVID. And I'm eager to see this property because they have much more space than some of the ones I've just seen. Better for some of the larger meetings. Hi. We are inside the Canopy by Hilton, Philadelphia. This is another one of those just extraordinary buildings. It's built inside an old department store and then converted to a bank and now a beautiful hotel. The Canopy that I'm familiar with in Washington, D.C. is a modern building, so I was surprised to come into a historic building. But what they've done inside this building and how they've paid homage to its former life as a department store. I mean, just look at some of the details here. I'm going to be working in this little retreat area, but the lobby is just really stunning. Bar and restaurant, really stunning. And then the room product is, there's so many fine, colorful, interesting details here. It's the kind of hotel I would definitely want to stay at personally. They don't have a ton of meeting space, so I can't book a lot of group here, but for those sweet rooms only opportunities, this location too, just east of City Hall, heading towards the convention center, is really, really prime. Bravo. Last but not least, it is Friday afternoon. It is about 2:25 and I'm about to enter my last appointment. The Lowe's, Philadelphia, city center. I mean, you cannot get much more city center than this. We are across the street from the Pennsylvania Convention Center. We are once again just a few blocks from City Hall. This time, the magnificent east side of City Hall. Really beautiful. This is a very bustling business neighborhood, and the Lowe's is a staple hotel. I'm gonna go meet with my contact, who has been my contact at the Lowe's since I started my company 16 years ago. So consistency is key.